Hello and welcome to the Otaku Network podcast. My name is Steve.
And I'm David.
And we are into week 10 of the 2024 fall season. So without further ado, this week in Shogakusei ni Naru, episode 10 starts with the reaction after Keisuke has told Moria about how his dead wife is inhabiting the body of a 10-year-old girl. Moria has such faith in Keisuke that she doesn't disbelieve this strange tale. In fact, it makes her feel more compassion and concern for this older gentleman. Cut over to Takae accompanying Mai and Renji as they are scoping out places for them to hold their wedding. Takae kind of quote-unquote tricks them into going through their vows so she can at least see it, because she's not planning on sticking around for when they actually get married in the following year. She still can't bring herself to talk with Mai honestly. And she kind of just lets things pass by. Keisuke, on the other hand, has mustered up his resolve, and he's going to try to do what he can to get Takae to pass on. His plan, though, is just to ignore her and make her fall out of love with him for some reason. I don't know. It didn't make any sense. It was a rather childish play. Anyways.
He's not a smart man.
He begins to ignore her, and she, being the smart woman she is, picks up on it right away. Keisuke confides in Moria about his plan, and, being concerned with the stupidity of it, she ends up reaching out to Takae and tells her that she knows what's been going on, so they can actually talk on equal footing. She comes out and admits that she has feelings for Takae's husband. Takae ends up tracking down Keisuke to kind of confront him of sorts, but more it seems to put the final touch on things. And she asks him to do whatever he can to protect and support their daughter. Afterwards, she meets up with Moria and gives her permission for Moria to become romantically involved with Keisuke. Through this whole episode, I think there's been a movement, weeks at least, probably, of time has passed. And Mai, excited for everything, wrapped up in the planning of her wedding, goes to meet her father for dinner one evening, and that's where he introduces her to Moria and comes out right away and tells her that they're going to get married. So there was an incident earlier in the episode where Mai and Renji were out and about the town, and Mai thought that she spotted her father and this previously unknown woman walking into a jewelry store.
I mean, Mai's met Moria before.
Did she? I don't
remember at the fireworks when...
Oh, God, I forgot. Yes, that's right.
And Mai apologized to her for
Yeah, I don't know how I could have forgotten about that. I think it's because I got distracted by that stupid promise that they constructed between themselves that evening. Anyways, episode ends. Mai has definitely reached the climax of her mental anguish, as David predicted a couple of episodes ago, where she is absolutely not ready to move on. And we leave the episode with her kind of very much dumbfounded by this sudden change in familial surroundings. Though, to be fair for Mai, no one's fucking talked to her.
Right, but I called it.
You absolutely called it, saying that Mai would be the one that would be the most unwilling to let things change.
Right.
But nobody's talked to her. She's a goddamn adult about to get married. Everybody's been running around talking to each other, and nobody has bothered to actually sit down and have a conversation with her about what's happening for anything.
Yeah, they're bad parents.
Terrible. I mean, we saw this coming. Yeah. Episode 1, we saw Moria was absolutely set up as the new
love interest,
or maybe not new, but the
new wifey material,
the rebound.
Ouch. Fucking ouch. Get rebound, bitch.
No, it was a good episode, but god damn did Mai get shafted in the story at this point.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for her.
Yeah, we have 2 more episodes to see how this resolves.
2 more episodes of her fucking being neurotic and depressed.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
This next episode, there's going to be the fallout of her just finding out. There's going to be a lot of sad mopiness.
The whole episode's going to be nothing but crying.
Yeah.
Crying and apologizing.
Yeah. And then the last episode will be half of it crying and apologizing. And then Mai ends up last minute almost calling off the wedding. Yeah. Gets married. Takae makes it, but like disappears as as
the
Mai's getting
vows
married.
are-
Yeah, just Marika's just like, what the fuck? Why am I at this wedding? Chica's like, I don't know, why am I at this wedding too? Just everything's gonna hit the fan.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see how quickly it takes.
Keisuke and Moria get married 5 seconds after they get married. Just
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's one of those situations where like the parent is going to upstage the child by getting married first.
How old is Mai?
She's probably mid-20s,
How old is Moria?
probably early 30s. It was a good episode.
It was
I
really
mean,
good.
it was.
I made the fucking mistake of watching this episode at school. I fucking cried.
Did you? What part did you cry
It was
at?
the Takae and Keisuke meetup thing where they're like, we say one thing,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
he's like, I'll take care of Mai, you take care of Mai, and then they had this like flashback, and I'm just like,
I need to get you into some more depressing series so we can toughen you up.
shut the fuck up. But Jesus Christ, TsumaSho hit every nail on the head this week.
It was good.
It was more than good. It was
Well,
great.
It kept going from the tone that it had set in the past episode. So it didn't. It's taken its sweet time resolving all of this.
Bro, it has 2 more episodes. They needed to milk out the 12 episode slot.
I guess they could have been like Shoshiman and just rent 10 episodes. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
As Shoshiman's getting a second season.
Yeah, well, that's a different
Already.
situation.
Mm.
We'll see how.
Yet we still don't have Skip and Loafer.
It's never gonna happen.
Shut the fuck up. This week was kind of short. It was like a normal episode, but I'm pretty sure I can TLDR this.
There was a lot of wasted space.
There was a lot of wasted space. It was literally, we pick right back up with the duel on the roof. Shinobi is like, I only need 1 sword to do this.
Yeah,
And then loses instantaneously. Gets captured. Serizawa beats his opponent handily. Kind of disappointed.
Taro begged him not to kill the guy.
So he did, even though he was inebriated.
He jokingly blamed his inability to kill the guy on being too drunk.
Yeah. And then Neo and the rest of the gang, the Scooby gang, if you will,
Oh, God.
capture the last guy because Neo destabilizes his mental fortitude by fighting him with a sword, a wooden sword,
So Neo faces off a dude with a katana.
with a real sword,
With
with
a-
his fake
with a-
wooden one.
Yeah.
And it was like, really? And then they like go and give the bandits to Matsudaira, and he does the weird Matsudaira thing from this anime and is too excited about it. And then he asks all the Mibu to show him their skills, and then they show them his skills.
Then they party.
Yeah.
They fucking just get
They party.
shit-faced.
And then that one dude has a crush on a girl at a soba shop,
Yeah, then...
and then like she actually gets robbed, and he fucking beats the shit out of them. And then he like dedicates his life to saving the people of Kyoto, and then the anime ends.
Yeah, we get this terrible, like, back-end filler of...
I think they made a mistake in making this a 2-core thing. They
What
have
was it,
too much
Kodo?
time.
Who
I think
was
it was Kodo.
No, Toto.
Oh yeah, Heisuke.
Yeah.
I think they made a mistake making this a 2-core.
They wasted so much goddamn time in this episode.
I'm fairly certain it's because they have too much time having 24 episodes.
Yeah, this feels like filler.
It was a super filler
The back
episode.
half, they just stretched the shit out of this episode.
I was bored.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. The whole thing with Toto was so uncomfortable.
Yeah. When he took Serizawa's coat and sword, I was just like, really?
Yeah, and
I want to see Serizawa just get fucking murked. Spoilers, it's a real thing that happened. Spoilers. They're all dead. Yeah, this was a filler episode, and I was just like, meh.
It is what it is.
I was blue-balled.
Now we don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
It's been good the past couple of weeks because we've had this kind of prolonged story. We're like, okay, cool. Let's see how this transpires. And then now we get to this thing where it
I feel
ended
like-
halfway through the episode.
I feel like they just wrapped it up too easy. They were just like, oh, suspense, people are maybe going to die. And then
No one died except
then-
for the first dude.
it feels like the end of a Scooby-Doo episode
Yeah, it was terrible.
where I expected to hear the fucking Benny.
No. Yeah, I guess.
Like, they all
were
happened-
chasing him around town.
They happened to be in the right places at the right time.
Yeah,
Expected to see a talking dog.
it was a bad episode.
When I can easily TLDR this episode and you don't feel like you missed anything, it's a bad episode.
Hopefully next week makes up for it.
I hope. This is definitely the weakest anime this season. It's not bad like Remonster was.
Look, they love it in Tokyo.
Miburo?
Yeah.
Really?
Did you not look at the TV rankings I sent you for Tokyo?
I did.
It was the percentages of viewership.
Okay.
It was number 3 for that same week period that we've been looking at.
Oh, wow.
It beat out Doraemon.
Damn.
Yeah, for viewership.
Okay. Well, also, you got to think, too. This is like
Yeah,
Japanese history.
Western audiences do not have don't have any stake in this story.
Right.
The Japanese love the Shinsengumi, the story of the Shinsengumi. But
This is a poor comparison.
Uh-huh.
But if somebody was like, here's a cartoon about the American Civil War, or like the American Revolution, we'd be like, I know that character, I know that character, I know that character, but the rest of the world would be like, who?
The Japanese are more invested in this story than viewers who are not Japanese.
And don't get me wrong, I like the story overall. I like the idea of the Shinsengumi, but
So this week in Orb, Badeni is ready to begin performing his research after they were given the keys to the vault for all of Count Piast's data and his dead relatives' data from before that. Badeni uses the hovel of a shack that Otzi is living in to do his... It's a shack.
It's a barn.
I guess. Okay, fine. The dilapidated barn
Thank you.
that Otzi assumedly squats in to do his research because he knows that he can't openly do this kind of research in the church that he lives and works at. So unceremoniously, he kicks Otzi out of the barn. But before he does that, he notices that Otzi is practicing writing and gets incredibly offended in the fact that Otzi is even attempting to learn how to read or write.
I laughed so hard when he's like, fucking peasant. All I could think of was Badeni being the like peasant meme.
Badeni just comes out and tells him, because Badeni doesn't fuck around, like, look, here's my thoughts on reading and writing. It should only be reserved to those that have natural talent, because otherwise you get something like Twitter.
Homie invented Twitter before the internet.
He's intrigued, though, by Badeni's desires, I guess. And Badeni tells him that he has this strong urge to start journaling.
Badeni just tells him he's gonna fucking burn it.
Badeni's like, bro, do not write down your crimes. That is the worst thing you can do. One of the other clergymen that works at the church confronts Badeni on a question that the parishioners had brought to him that he was uncomfortable giving an answer to, which led to them having a discussion about historical works and heretical works. And we pretty much then have a repeat of the same kind of conversation that Badeni had with Otzi at the top of the show with this fellow priest about how the priest should just stay in his lane and not worry about learning things that are beyond what his duties require him to know. So far, the entire episode has been about Badeni and his
superiority complex.
Yeah, his strong superiority complex and his very concrete ideas on the democratization of knowledge.
Badeni's explanation as to why rainbows form. Interesting.
Well, you got to remember one thing. Okay.
I know it was the Greeks' way of explaining how a rainbow formed.
And like Badeni truly is still a man of God.
Yeah.
Like he wants all of this knowledge, but he wholly and truly believes in the order of God.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I mean, I'm not saying that like, haha, he's an idiot.
No.
This was before we even had the idea that light refracts.
Yeah, because we're in the early 1500s, I believe.
Yeah.
We see another segment where the priest is talking with parishioners, and the parishioners bring up a story that Badeni had told them about how he got the scars on his face. The scars came from him winning a duel against a friend of his who had stolen Badeni's research and applied his own name to it. The priest then comes to Badeni again and tries to empathize with the man about being forced into the situation to murder his friend. Badeni, being himself, literally does not care and tells the guy, you know, it's just something that had to happen. Badeni continues the research into heliocentrism and tasks Otzi with essentially busy work. Not really, but Otzi's not doing anything.
He literally goes, dig a hole, bitch.
Badeni realizes that he may need to think about problems in the future and tells Otzi that he should just start digging him an escape hole from the church all the way to the barn. Otzi, kind of not really having anything else to do and guess still wanting to remain within Badeni's good graces, agrees to it kind of, but tries to get more with his daily bread rations that Badeni provides him.
He's also gonna need more than just a fucking shovel. If he's digging a whole fucking tunnel to the church, you need to support that shit. Have you ever heard of cave-ins?
Something tells me that Otzi does not have much engineering experience, so we'll see how this...
You'd think Badeni would.
Badeni can't be bothered.
So what if the thing just caves in and kills fucking Otzi?
I don't know. I don't understand.
Also, time out. Where's the entrance to the fucking hole gonna be at the church?
Right. I don't know. I think that was
Is he just gonna pop through the floor in Badeni's room like
surprise,
motherfucker?
It feels like the whole tunnel thing was just a way to shift the narrative to talking about how Otzi has been giving away some of his rations to at least one beggar that lives in the city.
Yeah. And now he gives away his rations to all the beggars.
Badeni tells him that it's pointless, that, there's no use to give them anything because there's no point in them being around anyways, essentially is what he's telling him.
And he's like, it's not going to get you into heaven faster.
Yeah. Badeni tracks down one of the vagrants that Otzi is being altruistic to and makes a deal with him to use his brain somehow. We don't know what the deal is, and the guy kind of seems a little concerned about it too, but Badeni's like, I'm going to use you too, buddy. And after these side quests that Badeni has gone on, and much struggling over the data.
Bro, he had to level up a little bit so that he could finish the main quest.
That's right. That had to be what it is. He was just doing side quests so that he could go into the dungeon.
Yeah, he needed to skill up some things so that he could finish main quest of discovering the universe.
And he pretty much thinks that he's solved it. He's quite content.
Well, the ellipses thing helped with the the necklace.
He was struggling with the orbits of the planets, and as he was musing on his problem and whether or not the data was just flawed due to a variety of things outside of his control, he gets a spark of inspiration by looking at the necklace that is passed down through so many dead heretics' hands.
Yeah.
Comes up with the idea of, instead of being perfect circles, to be ellipses. And that kind of seals it into his brain, and he thinks that he has found the solution and solved the problem.
Badeni's like the arrogant Copernicus. Vaguely Polish.
Yeah.
Is a monk.
Yeah.
Copernicus wasn't missing an eye.
Well, I mean, Copernicus probably didn't have to, in theory, duel a friend of his. Something tells me that story may not be true.
Maybe, I don't know.
You can't tell with Badeni what's true and what isn't.
Like the fact that he's Raffle.
He's not Raffle. Let the poor boy rest in peace.
No.
Episode wraps up, and we are introduced to a crop of new inquisitors who are being inducted into the order to begin their official duties.
You forgot something important.
And there are two of them that are assigned to essentially be shown the ropes by Nowak.
You forgot something important.
What did I forget that was important?
The other priest found Count Piest's book.
I did forget about that. That's right. Oh, the priest that has been having difficult interactions with Badeni this episode was trying to clear his head after the second interaction, right?
Yeah, where
Badeni told him that it doesn't matter that I killed my friend. That's not important.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think about it.
Yeah, and just like stay in your own fucking lane and leave me alone.
Yeah, that he decided he was going to go learn on his own. And so we headed to what we find out is the building that the Count was in, that is just the library of the city.
Yerp.
And finds it to be closed because they're probably going through the preparations of his funeral. And
also, like, a dude died in that building. Of course, it's going to be closed for a day.
That's right.
But so yeah, he found that book.
The priest finds the book where Count Piest had corrected his data before he died.
Also, for lack of better words, the priest literally was like, the fuck?
Yeah, pretty much. He's like, what is that? It was like kind of half shoved under a bush.
I want to see what happens with that. Next episode, come on.
Well, I mean, Nowak's back.
Nowak is back.
He's going to have an active role as he's going to teach his fledgling Inquisitor juniors how to really put the screws into people.
I'm trying to think of a funny joke.
I literally spoiled the thing I wanted to bring up. Badeni's assault on Otzi and Otzi wanting to learn how to write and read really felt to me like a critique on social media, and possibly maybe even a critique on amateur publishing.
I think you're looking way too hard into it.
I think I'm putting too much of myself into this, yeah.
You're putting way too much into that. That was really much a viewpoint in the Middle Ages. It was like, only poor people shouldn't read and write.
Yeah, because Badeni's like,
they'll
just
need to read and write.
If we get people that aren't trained properly, they will put down misinformation and incorrect information that'll pass down to other people who will then taint the pool of knowledge.
And also,
how is that not social media, though?
You're putting way too much thought into it.
All right, I'll give you that.
It's literally the viewpoint of the time period.
Just saying, though, they're not wrong, kind of, technically. I believe in information free for all, but there is a cost that we have to acknowledge as well.
He says, making a podcast, spreading his information.
Bro, the concept does not elude me.
That was the belief of like the church, because specifically the church doesn't want the poor people to be educated so that they don't read the Bible, so that they don't go, hey, that part of the church isn't in the Bible. What the fuck? I'm paying indulgences? The Bible doesn't say anything about that. The ignorance of the masses allows for the uneven distribution of power. The uneducated masses allow for an unequal distribution of power. Orb was fucking good this week.
So we've been stuck with this same cast of characters for the longest period of time.
I know, they need to fucking kill somebody.
Well, Noak's back in the picture, so I think it's going to happen soon.
Yeah. Like,
something tells me
that they blue-balled us with Count Piet's death.
I think something's going to happen to the Badeni's co-clergyman.
Maybe. No balls, they kill Yolenta.
Oh, God.
No balls. One of Noak's underlings is gonna do it. Yes. Yolenta gets fucking murdered by one of Noak's underlings. Noak gets delusioned with the church. John Wicks this shit.
I don't know if it would go that far, but the idea of Yolenta
he becomes a heretic.
Being heretically exterminated is an interesting concept.
And one of Noak's underlings does it, and they're like, we killed this girl today. And he's like, oh, who? And he'll be like, she looks like this. And then he's like,
oh, whoops.
And then he fucking just decapitates both of them.
We'll see how into it those priests are, though.
I think one of them is going to be super into it. The other one isn't. Dichotomy.
And also a mirror of Otzi and his other dueling compatriot.
Gratz,
yeah. Who got Otzi down this strange pathway.
Yeah, that guy's a dickhead. Gets him into this strange and illegal path.
And then fucking
has
dies
the
on
audacity
him.
to die.
Just fucking die on him.
Like, you bitch. I hope you go to hell. No wonder your wife and kids left you.
Damn. TsumaSho was good.
Miburo sucked ass.
Yeah, Miburo had problems with pacing and
filler.
Wasting too much time.
And then Orb, as usual, fan-fucking-tastic.
Orb this week was a character study of Badeni.
Yeah.
And like I've said it before, Badeni is the most interesting character in the series, I feel.
I feel like we're going to start getting a deep dive into Noak.
That would be fun. I think that.
I think he will rival Badeni in interestingness.
Well, he has his mysterious mercenary past.
And his love of the pair thing.
Yes. Yeah.
What was that called? The pair of judgment?
No, they were good aside from Miburo.
Can't have three winners.
It's true. I don't think we ever have.
I don't think we ever will. I think one show will, at least one show will disappoint us every season.
All right. So thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Follow me on my Instagram.
Yeah, check out David's Instagram. It's down in the body of the video.
Join our Discord.
Yeah. And don't forget, on Fridays, we have the episodes of Weekly Ranma, where we talk about each new week's episode of the Ranma 1/2 remake. Thanks again, everybody. We will check you next time.